What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out one of the latest e-bikes from Fiido called the D3 Pro. So this is a relatively small and relatively light e-bike. I feel that this bike is mostly designed as a commuter bike. This weighs about 17 kilos and I feel that most people are going to be able to lift this up, to put it on the train, to put it on the bus and then from there take it to work and back. So that's why I said I feel that this is mostly a commuter bike because it is a relatively small bike. We have 14-inch wheels on the front and on the back, and the seat goes up pretty high. The same goes for the handlebar. So even someone like me that's about 183 can ride this comfortably. Now, if you're gonna be riding for like 50 kilometers, I wouldn't actually recommend a bike like this. You probably need something a bit bigger, but for smaller distances, this is more than okay. The bike is powered by a 250 watt motor that's on the back here, and inside the frame we have a 7.8 amp hour battery. Now, Fiido claims that you can get up to 60 kilometers on one charge, but it really depends how you ride the bike, because if you go full electric, so you don't pedal at all, you just use the accelerator on the right hand side here, you're probably gonna get somewhere around 25 kilometers, but if you do pedal, you can probably get even up to 70 kilometers. Of course, it depends on your weight, on the surface that you're riding, etc. So on the handlebar here we have the brakes, we have the accelerator on this side, and here we have a small display. The display doesn't show much, it shows how much battery you have and what mode you are in. So you have three modes of riding, three modes of assistance basically. I kind of like using this one in the second mode of assistance, but it really depends how much you want to pedal, how much effort you want to put in. I feel that 2 is the best one, but if you want to pedal less and have a easier ride, basically you could always go to the third level of assistance. Next to the screen we have a couple of buttons. We have a button for the headlight. The headlight is pretty bright, so if you ride at night you're going to be able to see well ahead of you. And then we have another button for the horn, which is also built in that light, and this is how it sounds. Now, one bad thing about this screen, mostly if you're wearing sunglasses and it's super sunny out, it is a bit difficult to see. So if you're riding in direct sunlight as we are now, it is a bit difficult to see your speed on the screen and how much battery you have. On the front and on the back we have 160mm disc brakes. These are also mechanical brakes, but for this type of bike these brakes do work extremely well. This is a quick example of me riding at about 20 kilometers an hour and then braking suddenly. And as you can see for yourself, it does brake extremely quick. So I'm very happy with the braking power on this bike. But I mean, it is a pretty small bike. The tires that we have on the front and on the back are road tires, so they do have really good grip on regular asphalt, I'm gonna say. We also have mud guards on the front and on the back, and one thing I really like about this bike is the fact that the mud guards don't rattle at all. Actually, nothing on this bike makes any noise whatsoever. So even if you are riding over uneven surfaces, there is absolutely no noise from this bike, which is really nice compared to my other bike, because that one is quite noisy when I go over uneven surfaces. The pedals are made out of plastic and they also fold, and I guess that makes things a bit easier if you're putting the bike on the bus for example. And as you can see for yourself, we only have one gear. Now, if you're riding on a flat surface, that's no issue whatsoever. But if you're riding uphill without being assisted by the electric motor, it can become a bit challenging riding. However, if you are riding uphill with the electric motor, then there is no issue whatsoever. The bike has a lot of power, more power than I actually imagined. So going uphill with the electric motor assisting you, it's super easy. I was quite impressed to see how well it performs uphills actually. On the left hand side here we have the charging port and the controller box. So it takes about 4 hours to charge this from 0 to 100 with the charger that comes in the box. I think that's pretty decent. You can basically charge it overnight. On the back here we have a light that comes in the box, so you can turn this on manually, or there is an auto mode for it. It charges through a USB-C port. So you can just have this on auto mode, and whenever you are moving the bike, that light will come on. Whenever you brake, that light will come on, so you can easily remove that. Inside this tube for the seat, there is also a pump. So if you need to pump your tires, you can easily remove the seat and you have a pump in there. Or I guess you can pump other bicycles tires or something like that. I guess it could come in handy in some situations. Okay, so next I want to show you a quick example just so you can see how the bike works if you are riding it with the electric motor assisting you, if you're riding just on the electric motor, and so on. So the maximum speed that you're going to be able to get with this bike is about 30 kilometers an hour if you are going electric only. Actually 29 kilometers an hour. I haven't seen it at 30 kilometers an hour, but for a bike this small, I feel that 29 kilometers an hour is quite a lot. So let me turn the camera around, we'll go on this road and I'll show you how this actually works with the electric motor assisting you, or if you're riding just on the electric motor. Okay, so using this is super simple. We have the power button right here. You hold that pressed for a couple of seconds, and from this button you select what level of assistance you want. So we have 1, 2 and 3. For this test we're gonna leave it in 3. So you basically start pedaling, and in a couple of seconds the motor will kick in. So you can kind of hear it now. And as you can see, it does go quite quick. Of course, the quicker you pedal, the better you're gonna go, the faster you're gonna go. We are currently doing about 21 kilometers an hour. Well, yeah, 21 right now. So we're gonna stop here, and next I'm gonna switch hands and I'm gonna show you how this works on the electric mode only, so without pedaling. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you how it goes on electric only. So you accelerate from here, you basically don't have to pedal. All you have to do is accelerate and the bike will start moving by itself. So we are doing 16 kilometers an hour, 19, 21, 22, and I'm gonna stop somewhere around here, but you can get up to 29 kilometers an hour depending on the terrain that you are riding. So very easy to ride. As you've seen, my knees don't actually touch the handlebars, so wherever I pedal, so they don't really touch the handlebar. I mean, if you be to turn quite sharp, so let's see around here. So still not touch the handlebar. The handlebar and the seat are at their maximum height at this time. So super easy to ride considering how small of a bike this is. And as you've seen, it takes a couple of seconds for the motor to kick in once you start pedaling. The crank sensor is on this side, on the left hand side next to the kickstand. We also have a very small kickstand, but the kickstand is powerful enough so it can hold the bike in place whenever you're storing it, for example. Now, for a small bike like this, I feel that there is plenty of power. There is actually more power than I was expecting. And you can go full electric if you don't feel like pedaling in most situations. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to go uphill full electric. You're going to have to pedal a bit for that. But you don't have to put in that much effort to go uphill pedaling. The electric motor definitely helps. So to quickly conclude this video, if you're looking for a small commuter bike, a bike that's fairly light, a bike that's easy to store, small enough to store in many places, this is definitely one that you should consider. However, if you do want an electric bike to go for long distances, I highly recommend getting something that has bigger wheels. This may not be that comfortable for longer rides. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.